Good day, everybody, and welcome to One Stop Compliance Academy. It's a good thing to have you join us here today once more as we go into the session of CAC registrations in Nigeria. So over the past couple of days, we've been looking at various aspects of registrations, transfer of shares, increase in shares, and so on and so forth. So today we're taking us back a little bit to the basics, and we'll start from how do you become an accredited agent so that you can do all these activities yourself. All right, how do I become an accredited agent? All right, so that will be we're discussing today, and very shortly we'll be jumping into our screen and then showing us how to do just that. All right, so if you're joining us for the first time, please feel free to hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the share button, or just drop a comment if you enjoy what we're doing here. And at One Stop Compliance Academy, we train, we teach, and we educate on compliances with the sole focus of ensuring that you are able to do it yourself. All right, so back to our agenda for today. How do I become an accredited agent? So to become an accredited agent, the first thing you need to do is go to your browser, and then you search for the CAC sites, and it brings you to the home page. So from this home page, you now have various activities on the site, login, sign up, and all that. So what you want to do today is to click up on sign up. All right, so once you click up on sign up, you now have public user, accredited agent, and then entity accounts. Okay, you have these three types of accounts. Now, the public user is just the basic account for everybody, whether you are a lawyer or not, whichever profession you are, you can use the public account. But take note that a public account is very, very limited, because you can only register your own personal company. You cannot register on behalf of other persons. And aside from that, when you create a public user account, you can only register your own personal company. All right, any company you register, you must be the director or the shareholder. While we now have the accredited agents, which is what we're going to be focusing on, and then the last but not the least is the entity accounts. All right, so before we go into the accredited agent, an entity account is a safeguard to implement on your company. Take, for example, you have a company with so many shareholders, directors, and you want to limit who has access to be able to carry on activities on this account. Then you want to go for an entity account. You opt in to apply for an entity account. All right, so with the aim of an entity account, it limits accredited agents from, it's more of a safeguard that you can put on your company's detail, because anybody who must access your company must have a password. All right, so without by default, all companies in Nigeria do not have an entity account by default. So once you're an accredited agent, you have access to every single company in Nigeria. All right, but if you now want to limit who has access, then you need to go in and choose an entity account. All right, that being said, we'll go back to our agenda for today, which is the accredited agent. So we'll click on accredited agent, and then you click on continue. Okay, then it brings us here. So to become an agent in Nigeria, basically there are just three ways you can become an agent, or let's say four. One, you must be a lawyer. Two, you must be a member of the Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Three, you must be a member of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria. And then four, you must be a member of the Chartered Institute of the Chartered Secretary and Administrators of Nigeria. So once you belong to any of these four professional bodies, you can become an agent. All right, but if you do not belong to any of these professional bodies, then sorry, you cannot become an agent. So this video is strictly for lawyers, accountants, and chartered secretaries. Okay, so once you identify the category you belong to, you want to select the option. Then you proceed by inserting your name. So as usual, we'll always be using, or we can just use John Doe. All right, then you insert your date of birth. So as standard, you must be above 18 years before you can become an agent as well. All right, then gender, nationality. Okay, then you proceed to insert your phone number. So let's just do this. Okay, so it's checking the number for availability. Good. Then we now have the email. So please, you want to ensure that you do not make mistake in your email, because a verification link will be sent to your email. And once that link is sent, if you send to the wrong email, it means you have to file for a new application. You cannot make changes at this stage, most especially once you've made payment. So while you are putting your information, take your time, cross-check each information very well so that you are risk-free. All right, you are risk-free. So we have johndoe23@gmail.com. Then your username, which you can use to log in. Then we now have password. Then we confirm the password as well. Okay, so your job description: are you a legal practitioner? Are you an accountant? Are you a chartered secretary? You put which category belongs to you. Then the means of identification: which ID card do you have? You insert it and then you put the digits there. Then your state of residence. Okay, so once you've put this, then you can now click on save and continue. So the second step now is the preview. This is where you review all your informations. All right, cross-check to be sure that everything you filled is correct. And once you're satisfied, then you can now proceed to save and continue. Yeah, it's just a minute. Let me go back a little bit. Okay. Then now you can see this is where you upload your documents. So we have your signature. You upload your signature. Yeah, just a minute, let me upload a signature. All right, then you upload your passport as well. Then your evidence of identification, your valid ID card is part of what you'll be attaching. Then your qualifying certificate, since you're a legal practitioner. Now, if you're a member of a Chartered Institute of Secretaries, then your qualification letter will also be needed. If you're a chartered accountant, your certificate, those qualifications or those certificate that qualifies you to be a member of that professional body will be required for you to upload. All right, then you also have your NYC discharge certificate or your NYC certificate itself. Then you now have your practicing fee, so you must have paid your practicing fee for that year. Okay, then you attach it. So once you've attached all these necessary documents, then you can now proceed to the payments. Okay, so you can see this is the payment of 10,000 naira. All right, now once you pay the 10,000 naira, now this is for an individual account. You can also create for a corporate body, and a corporate body is 50,000 naira. All right, that's if it's a law firm or a firm of accountants or a firm of chartered secretaries. The registration fee is 50,000 naira, but if it's for an individual, then the fee is 10,000 naira. There are no much differences with a firm account and an individual account. All right, so don't worry yourself. The only difference is just the name that is ascribed to it, the account. Okay, so that is that. So once you make your payment of 10,000 or 50,000 naira, the last but not the least is the verification. So as soon as your payment goes through, then instantly a verification mail will be sent to your email. All right, for you to click on it, verify, and your email is good to go. So once you verify that, within 24 hours you will be able to get your accreditation number, your login details, and then you'll be able to log into your account. Okay, so that is as simple as ABC on how to become an agent. Now, if after 24 hours your application has not been treated, or you've not gotten a mail notifying you that your registration has been successful, then what you need to do is to come back to this registration place. You click up on the sign up. Now on this sign up page, you can see we have two status here. All right, we have find existing / create application, and then check application status. Okay, so if what you do is you insert your username, your email, or your phone number, and in this case, let's insert our email. Okay, so once we've inserted your email, your username, or your password, if you click on check status, you can see multiple accounts linked with this username. All right, so let's click on this search. So it's going to bring up the details about your application, and then you'll be able to see all right, so you can see the application, John Doe, date submitted, application status not submitted. All right, so if there's a query, it will be stated here, and then you can continue to your application and resolve the query. Now, most times the challenge or the query you usually get with your application is either if you attach the wrong documents, or if your bad practicing fee is not up to date. But most times it's usually applicants submit the wrong documents. So this is how you check to know the status of your application, the issues with your application, and then once you click on continue application, you will now be able to resolve that challenge with your application. Okay, so that is how you go about your registration to become an accredited agent. All right, so we can say try again. Phone number, check application status. Okay, so it's to give a prompt. It's a user information found, checking payments, payment record found, verifying status not paid. All right, so you can use either of these two, and then you get your status of your application. All right, so thank you very much for staying tuned with us. I trust this session has been educative, and I trust with this we will be able to become an agent, so that as we bring up more tutorials on the compliance aspect of CAC and every other regulatory body, you'll be able to tag along, follow up, and then drop your questions, your challenges, and we'll be able to assist you. Okay, so feel free to reach out to us. We have a community of over 2,000 participants on WhatsApp, where we exchange ideas, drop our questions, and then we get responses to them. All right, so thank you very much for joining us today, and please do have a lovely day.